Miguel, you got your revenge. How does it feel?
Good, you know, I made my work. I won the fight. And thanks to all the crowd here. Thanks a lot. I love you.
After the fight was stopped, you went to Margarito's corner and stared at him for what seemed like quite a while. Why?
Just to look at him, you know, and taste my victory on him.
What were you saying to him when you were trying to get to him in the corner moments ago?
I just tried to pick my people from there and bring it to my corner. I don't have to say anything to him.
You're known as a very good sportsman. Usually after fights we see you embrace your opponent. How do you feel about Antonio Margarito right now after that fight?
He means nothing to me. I'm here with all my crowd, with all my people, and like I told you before, he means really nothing for me.
The $64,000 question, how did his punches feel tonight compared to how they felt the first time?
I'm still awake. That's my answer. I'm still awake. After 9-10 rounds, I'm on my feet.
When did you feel the difference in the punches? At what point in the fight did you say it doesn't feel the same?
Just work the way with us on the training camp, on the training sessions. Made me stay here on my feet and made me taste the flavor of this great victory.
Miguel, what's next for you, having now defeated Margarito in a fair fight in the rematch?
I think I earned a really good resting session, and then in a couple of weeks, we can talk about boxing.
Congratulations, champ.
Thank you.
Jim.
All right, now Max Kellerman will try to get at Antonio Margarito, who will be throwing back into the ring if, in fact, he can find Margarito and arrange the interview. Meanwhile, Emmanuel Stewart, we used to talk about whether Miguel Cotto would ever be as beloved by Puerto Rican fans as his predecessors, Felix Trinidad, Wilfred Benitez, and others. I don't guess he'll ever have to worry about that again.
No, he's the biggest hero in Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico's favorite sport is boxing, and he is boxing in Puerto Rico. You got boxing gyms all over Puerto Rico, everywhere, and he's the star. But also, Miguel has a unique quality about him for being a star. He's humble, he's lovable, very, very warm, caring person, and easily approachable. And I think that humbleness is one of his biggest assets with his fans.
Even though he did not hire you back as trainer, in your heart, are you happy to see what he did?
I was very happy, Miguel. We've been very close with communication and talking, as you saw, and I'm very close with his family. It was a decision we made, but nothing that was that permanent. He's one of the warmest individual boxers I have ever worked with, and we will always be friends.
Let's go to Max in the ring with Antonio Margarito.
Antonio, what were they telling you in the corner before they stopped the fight?
Bueno, me están revisando mi ojo, me pusieron los dedos y yo supe cuántos eran. Sabía que de una forma lo iban a proteger, porque sabía que de este round para acá eran los más duros para él.
We were in the corner and they were asking me about my eye, but I told them how many numbers they had up. But I knew that from here on, they were out to protect him, because I was building.
In the first fight, around the 6th or 7th round, your punches seemed to really hurt him. It didn't seem that way in this fight. How did you feel about the way the second half of this fight was going?
No. Creo que sí lo lastimé. Vea cómo quedó también. Y lo sigo diciendo, pega como niña. Dice su mamá que no pega. Mira, tiene una niña porque no pega, en verdad no pega. Luego me lo lastimó por los tallones.
I heard him. Look at his face. But I keep saying it again. He hits like a girl. That's it. Look at my head. Just touch me. That was it. It was just my glance.
In the last round, in the 9th round, it did seem that his punches were having more of an effect on you, rocking you back a little bit. We've never seen you fight him with your back on the ropes. He pushed you to the ropes. You never felt the punches?
No, nunca sentí los golpes. Si no lucho para atrás, él estuvo siempre para atrás. Si acaso di el paso lateral y fui para afuera, pero no que me haya lastimado.
I never felt the punches, and I was never pulling back. He was the one pulling back. If anything, I would go to the sides, but that was it. He's the one.
Thanks for a tough fight, Antonio. Doctor, you're the doctor with who made the decision to stop the fight.
That's correct, yes.
Why did you make the decision to stop the fight?
Well, his eye was gradually closing throughout the fight. It came to the point where there's no vision at all coming out of that eye. So, between the bleeding and the lid being closed, I felt it was safer for him to stop the fight.
But he was still being aggressive. He was still throwing punches. He never seemed out on his feet. And we've seen many fighters fight with their vision impaired. Did your stoppage have anything to do with the fact that coming into the fight there was concern about that eye?
Well, you always have that in the back of your head. However, his lid was closed completely for almost 3 rounds. His vision was going down for the last 3 rounds. And finally, at the end, he had no vision in that eye, which means he has no peripheral vision as well. And I think it would have been dangerous for him to go back in the ring without a visual field.
Is part of your concern at that moment, or your thought process, does it have anything to do, is it affected at all by the fact that the conclusion wouldn't be as satisfying for many fans were you to stop the fight because of that?
Well, I didn't stop the fight because the fight did go on quite a while, as you can see. So I think he did go quite a bit with the eye impaired.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome.
Jim?
All right, the final scorecards, incidentally, were all three 89-82, meaning that Miguel Cotto had functionally won the fight on the scorecards. Antonio Margarito would have needed a knockout in the last few rounds for the fight to end with a different result. Antonio Margarito is not going to win any bouquets for class for that particular interview, nor is he interested, Emmanuel. That's who he is.
That's what Margarito is. You know, Miguel